Welcome back to Narrations, the channel where we bring you detailed retellings of classic films, so you can relive the story or preview it before watching. Today, we're on the run with Harrison Ford in one of the greatest thrillers ever made. This is The Fugitive, 1993. The story begins in Chicago with Dr. Richard Kimble, a respected vascular surgeon, played by Harrison Ford. His life seems perfect. He's wealthy, successful, and deeply in love with his wife Helen. But one tragic night changes everything. Kimble comes home to find Helen brutally murdered in their home. He glimpses the real killer, a mysterious man with one prosthetic arm, but he's too late to save her. The police investigate, but instead of believing Kimble's story, they zero in on him. The evidence looks damning: his fingerprints on the weapon, financial motives, and no proof of this one-armed intruder. Despite his pleas of innocence, Kimble is arrested, tried, and sentenced to death. The system has failed him, and his only chance now is escape. That opportunity comes quickly. While being transported with other prisoners by bus, Kimble's fellow inmates stage a violent escape attempt. The bus crashes spectacularly on train tracks, and as a freight train barrels toward them, Kimble manages to save a guard and escape in the chaos. The sequence is explosive, and it sets the tone for the relentless chase to come. Now a fugitive, Kimble is pursued by the U.S. Marshals led by Deputy Samuel Gerard, played brilliantly by Tommy Lee Jones. Gerard is methodical, no-nonsense, and utterly determined. To him, Kimble is just another fugitive, guilty until proven otherwise, and catching him is the only priority. He assembles his sharp team of deputies, including Cosmo and Biggs, and together they launch one of the biggest manhunts in Chicago history. Kimble, meanwhile, wastes no time hiding. He shaves his beard, changes his clothes, and begins moving through the city with cunning precision. He knows every hour counts. If he wants to clear his name, he must find the real killer, the man with the prosthetic arm, before Gerard closes in. The tension ratchets up when Kimble is cornered in a Chicago storm drain. Gerard confronts him, weapon raised, demanding surrender. But Kimble insists. "I didn't kill my wife." Gerard's cold reply is unforgettable. "I don't care." In that moment, we see the perfect clash between them, a desperate innocent man versus an unyielding pursuer. Kimble dives into a rushing dam, vanishing into the turbulent waters below. Gerard, stunned, realizes his quarry is far smarter and more determined than most. As the chase continues, Kimble uses his medical skills and intellect to stay ahead. In one brilliant sequence, he sneaks into a hospital, posing as staff, and saves a young boy's life by diagnosing an overlooked heart condition. Even while running for his life, his instinct is to heal. This act of compassion doesn't go unnoticed by Gerard's team, who begin to question whether they're chasing a murderer or something else entirely. Kimble digs deeper into his wife's murder, following leads about the one-armed man. He discovers a conspiracy involving the pharmaceutical company Devlin McGregor. A new drug they're pushing, Provasic, is being rushed through approval despite dangerous side effects. Kimble realizes that his wife's murder wasn't random. She was killed because he uncovered the truth about the drug's failures. The one-armed man, Frederick Sykes, was hired as the hitman, but Kimble was the intended target. Helen died because she interrupted the attack. The final act brings all the threads together in a tense showdown at a Chicago hotel during a pharmaceutical conference. Kimble confronts Sykes and exposes the man behind it all, Dr. Charles Nichols, Kimble's former friend and colleague. Nichols orchestrated the cover-up to protect his career and fortune. With Gerard closing in, Kimble fights both Sykes and the weight of the conspiracy, ultimately overpowering them and proving his innocence. By the end, Gerard, who has chased Kimble with ruthless determination, finally sees the truth. In a quiet moment, he removes Kimble's handcuffs himself, acknowledging that the man he hunted was innocent all along. The relentless lawman shows a flicker of respect for the fugitive who never stopped fighting for justice. The Fugitive is more than a chase thriller. It's a story about resilience, truth, and survival against impossible odds. Harrison Ford brings humanity and grit to Kimble, while Tommy Lee Jones delivers an Oscar-winning performance as the relentless Gerard. The blend of action, suspense, and drama makes this film one of the defining thrillers of the 90s. If you haven't watched The Fugitive, 1993 yet, it's a masterclass in tension and storytelling. Highly recommended for fans of edge-of-your-seat thrillers. Thanks for joining us here on Narrations. If you like this retelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie narrations that bring the story to life.